Alright, I'm just setting up. This is obviously a review. Dungeons & Dragons products aren't something I review often, but I have been sitting on these cards for a long time. And since I actually use these cards, I do actually know a little bit about them since I've been using them in my game. So thought I would talk about them. Okay. You will find the start time for this video down in the description for anybody who wants to skip past all of my setup. So feel free to do that if you need to. And now normally what I do with my live stream videos, if you haven't been part of them, is I will present everything first and then open it up for questions and answers at the end of the live stream. So even if I sign out, don't worry, I'm not gone. Okay? Alright, now, hi Joe, how's it going? Hi Brandon, hi Save or Die. Anybody else here? And Jesus, dear Jesus is here as well. Cool, blimey. Alright, so last video for today, last live stream, and then I am finished and going to go and do something else with my time. Hi, welcome to HowtoDandD. My name is Fred Wheeler, and today I want to talk about Dungeons & Dragons. This is a product review on the Blackguard. No, it's not actually. It's not a product review on the Blackguard. No, we're going to talk about the Dungeons & Dragons 5e Spellbook cards for the Paladin. These particular cards have been out for quite a while. They are made by Gale Force 9. They are licensed to Wizards of the Coast, or Hasbro I suppose you might say, but it's Wizards of the Coast. And they contain a number of cards that you can use as a quick reference. That's the concept behind them. These cards, there's 69 durable laminated cards for all of the Paladin spells apparently. Now, I didn't believe that, so I actually went through and checked all of the cards to see if there were any missing. As far as I can tell, there don't seem to be any of the cards missing whatsoever. Now, if you're looking for the version, this is version 3. There's been a few versions of these cards put out. You'll notice on the very end, I don't know if the light is actually picking it up, you'll notice that there is the version right there where my thumb and my finger is. Okay, this is version 3. So they've had time to get it right. The very first cards put out weren't very accurate. There were some problems with them, unfortunately, but they certainly got a lot better than they were before. And then you've got your basic information on the back here. The spells go from level 1 to level 5. They are, when I say level 1 to level 5, if there are other spells that have been released in another book other than the player's handbook that I am unaware of, those spells are probably not in here. So if there is another Sacred Oath Paladin that's been put out and they have different spells, you probably won't find them in this particular set. Okay, so you'll notice that these corners, the old cards had squared corners. These have got rounded corners. That'll reduce your foxtailing and damage to the cards over time, which is always good. I always thought that was a good idea. The information on the cards is pretty much the standard. So for example, you'll find the name of the spell, you'll find the casting time is over here, you'll find your range for the spell, your components, your right there, and then your duration. And then other details such as your spell level is listed at the top, and the School of Magic is also included. You get your description down here, and if there's any other extra details, it's usually at the very last bar of it. You'll also notice that each of the cards actually has the spell level on the back of the card and a big number, so it makes it a little bit easier to figure out what's going on. Rituals are listed and marked at the top of, there aren't that many rituals for a paladin anyway, but if there are spells that are a ritual, they are listed at the very top of the card so you can find them easily and quickly. Something like a concentration spell, those are always marked in the duration section of the card. So for example, right here, that's that C in the diamond. That is an indication that this is a concentration spell, if you want to make sure, it makes it easy to figure out what's going on. These cards were stuck together, which is why I'm not doing a review with a new pack, because one, I don't have a new pack to review, but two, it would have taken forever to unstick them. It took a little bit of time. You need to be careful, otherwise you'll damage your cards. The descriptions, I had a look at the descriptions. The descriptions look like they are accurate and correct compared to the first printing of these cards that weren't very good at all, unfortunately. What I did notice when I was looking through these cards is some of the cards are, although they're accurate, they're not complete. So there's not, I would say there's maybe 3 or 4 spell cards in here that don't have the complete description. And then the reason being is they have found that there's just not enough space. So for example here, right here, you'll see that this particular spell, Moonbeam, it's got a long description. So they've just given you part of the description for Moonbeam and then the page for where you will find it in the player's handbook. Now I know that doesn't do you any good if you are playing the game to have only partial information on the spell, but the reason is they couldn't fit it on the card. The cards aren't that big, right? So yet again, you know, there's only, I would say, about 3 or 4 cards that are like that. Now, as for are all the spells in the set? Yes, they do appear to be complete. So I checked, I counted all of the Paladin spells at the back of the book, and then I looked through the Sacred Oaths, and it looks like they have included the Sacred Oath spells as well. Any of that were not included in the basic Paladin lists. And so it looks like it's a complete product, which is really good. Now, I don't know about the color scheme behind this. I wouldn't say it's a fantastic color scheme. A light blue, it's not really my favorite choice. But anyway, I've found these actually incredibly useful in my game. Even though if you are the type of person who uses all of your spell slots as a paladin to use Divine Smite, then these cards aren't going to be much good to you. But if you are a paladin who does in fact use spells and cast spells rather than all they do is use Divine Smite, then you might find a use for these cards at your table. I've been using them because otherwise I find myself sort of having to cycle through the player's handbook looking for stuff. What I do is I just collect up all the spells that I actually currently am using, and I just make a little pile, and I can just lay them out on the table very, very quickly and find exactly what I'm after. And often I'll put the cards that I'm going to use the most at the top, so even if I can only make one little pile in terms of space on the table, it's still easy for me to access everything. And it saves me flipping through pages when it's coming up to my turn. Usually that's my approach to it anyway. So yeah, I thought I would just cover these quickly. As you can see, pretty standard stuff, nothing to it. So I would say it's a good product, certainly vastly better than the product we have seen in the past. And if you are interested in making your life a little bit easier, maybe these are the sort of things you would be interested in purchasing. Now, if you have any comments and feedback, please put them down in the comments section. And I have more videos on Spellbook cards and all sorts of different things, so you're welcome to go and watch those videos if you want. I have videos for players and dungeon masters. I have a Patreon account, which you're welcome to go and support me there, so I keep doing videos like this. And I do have affiliate links down in the description where you can buy stuff online. Make sure to share, like, and subscribe if you like this sort of thing. And make sure to hit the bell button if you want to be notified when I am live and when I publish new videos. I just warn you now, I am live streaming a lot, so you may not want to hit the bell button if you don't want to be notified like 3 or 4 times a day. Just a warning to you. And hey, till next time, keep rolling those 20s. Okay, I'm not gone. Couldn't flip through those cards fast enough. Anyway, okay, let's get into the chat and have a talk with people really quickly. I'm going to pull back the webcam again, and we'll have a discussion very quickly about whatever you want to talk about before I disappear for my day. I am definitely ready to go and do something else. I need to go and put some foam on my desk so that the sound doesn't bounce off this very hard desk that I have. Okay, so looking through here at the chat, Oh gosh, a lot of people showed up well before everything even started. Okay. How's it going, dear Jesus? Welcome. You did make it. Banana Wasp. Ooh, Banana Wisp. Just in time for a Paladin design. I was thinking about. Okay, all right. I'm assuming you're playing a Paladin right now, Banana Wisp. Rational Ginger. Rational Ginger, really? It doesn't include any spells from the later books. Yes, that's right. Unless you have an older version. Mine was missing Find Greater Steed, for example. Yeah. As far as I can tell, it only includes the version 3. Still only includes those spells that are in the player's handbook, rather than other printings, such as whatever you might. I mean, I can't even remember where the other ones. It's probably Xanathar's Guide to Everything, where you might find a few additional bits and pieces. I don't think there's very much in the way of spells in that particular book, anyway. Joe, how's it going? I have all of the Gale Force 9 cards made so far. I love them, and my players love them, especially the magic item as well. I don't know. I've heard that the magic item cards aren't very good compared to the spell cards. The third printing of the cards apparently is pretty good in comparison. Unfortunately, yesterday I killed 2 of the player characters, both my sons. Joe, what are you doing? You're not supposed to do that. You don't, not your sons, not your sons. That's terrible. I hope you just let them play their characters again. Are they going to insist on making new characters? Oh gosh, Joe, why do that? Why do that? I mean, you're dungeon master, but why do that? I bought a whole lot of magic cards, not magic, spell book cards for, I believe it is the Ranger, the Bard, and also the Paladin for some of the players who play at my table, and they have been using them, and it's actually made life a lot easier because I don't have to watch them trying to struggle through the pages in the player's handbook. So that's awesome. Joe, they split the party and went on a 400-mile journey. Oh, really? Did they? Ah, dear. My one son made a new character, a Paladin. Okay, all right. And is the other son going to play the same character, or are they making a new character as well? Interesting. Brandon, there needs to be a card of a Ravnica Minotaur named Divine Bofin in that deck, Fred. Really? Does there? I don't know that there does, really. I don't think that there needs to be at all. They learned the hard way, never split the party, laugh out loud. Yeah, but when you're playing and you're new, of course you're going to split the party, because let's get real. When any of us ever play Dungeons and Dragons for the very first time, chances are, at some point, we split the party and learn the hard way. Now, even though people say don't split the party, sometimes it seems like it's a better and a more efficient way of getting things done, particularly if you've got a time pressure. But eventually it bites you, right? And we've all experienced that particular situation, I'm sure. Joe, yes, I rolled high for random encounters twice. CR5 monsters. Ooh, core blimey. Well, at least it wasn't a full-blown dragon, like an ancient red dragon or something like that. That could be bad. Random encounters are awesome or terrible. Yeah, well, that's the point. They are supposed to be either awesome or terrible. I like random encounters that aren't combat. And I said I would do videos on that topic, and I still haven't done them. I need to get my act together, right? Get some stuff done and make those videos that I've said that I would make ages ago. Problem is, there's lots and lots of information to write down and wade through, so that's why I haven't done them. Okay, so that seems to be about it. I'm going to say good night, good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. Look after yourself, look after your family and your friends, and hey, thank you for showing up. Thank you to my patrons. Thank you to everybody who decided to show up for the last stream of my day. And look after yourself. And till next time, keep rolling those 20s.